Florida schools have claimed yet another historical victim. This time, a Florida school has suspended the movie Ruby Bridges from being shown in the classroom. So now, Ruby Bridges, of course, is a movie that is based on the real person that tells the tale of the 6-year-old black girl who had integrated into an all-white New Orleans school back in the 1960s. So that movie, it's a Disney movie, again, based on the real story here. And it showed how Bridges faced discrimination, including going to an empty classroom because all of the white parents pulled all of their kids out of those classrooms. And she still, every day, went to that school undaunted to make a point. Now, unfortunately, thanks to Florida's new laws, allowing parents to question the things that they're taught in school, what they can see and read, that movie has been temporarily banned for until, of course, it is reviewed. Now, why? How did this happen? Ruby Bridges? Are you kidding me? Somebody got upset with Ruby Bridges. Yes, turns out a North Shore Elementary parent who first would not allow her child to watch the film because what happened is that, okay, we're going to show the movie Ruby Bridges, and yes, it can be difficult to watch, and so we're going to do the permission slips. If you don't want your kid to watch it, then you don't have to sign the permission slip. We'll allow them to stay home or do whatever, so they don't have to watch the movie. Okay, so now this parent's like, okay, I don't want my kid watching Ruby Bridges. I think it is not good for her to watch a movie based on history. Okay, you know what? Fine. Do whatever. But no, it got worse because after that, this parent then said, not only should my child not watch it, which again, nobody was forcing that child to watch it anyway, but no, nobody should watch it. It is inappropriate for second graders. Wait, who the hell are you? Who are you to say that what's appropriate or not? Rando parent. Well, apparently, though, the thing about Florida is that the law does empower this to happen. And so all it takes is one person to get this pulled for review. So it's horrifying. Now, the person who filed this formal challenge, dated on March 6th, Emily Conklin, wrote that the use of racial slurs and scenes of white people threatening Ruby as she entered the school might result in students learning that white people hate black people. But that's historical context. So back then, yeah, the people who were using racial slurs and were angry at Ruby Bridges going to school, they were racist. They hated her because she was black. Does that mean all white people hate black people? No, of course not. Does that mean all white people are? No, of course not. Nobody's saying that. It is showing the historical context of what had went on, and it's really more of a story about a young girl having to deal with all of this stuff, and then, being able to be undaunted, being able to continue with her education because that is her right. Yes, as one viewer points out, at Ruby's age, she can handle that, but the kids around her age can't handle the story. According to this parent, that's exactly what it is, or at least what she's saying, or they're saying. Now, Pinellas school officials responded by banning the movie from use by all students at the St. Petersburg school until the review committee can assess it. For what? I mean, look, this whole censorship thing by parents saying we don't want these kids to know facts. We don't want these kids to see historic. Look, when there were protests of the Confederate flag and Confederate general statues, the right accused, you're trying to erase history. You're trying to erase the history. What do you think this is? This is a true story. And it's, again, shows the historical context. And I think there's an aspiration or an inspirational theme to it. As again, this girl is incredibly strong and led the way for a lot of young black girls in being able to get an education and fight against the racism and the stereotypes of the day. Beating adversity. Nonetheless, again, apparently, this is beyond the pale for some of these parents. Beyond the pale. Now, this, of course, has led to pushback. Good. For example, a countywide group that represents the interests of black children in Pinellas public schools sent an open letter to the community questioning why one parent's complaint resulted in the actions that affect all of the families at North Shore. Quote, this is Rick Davis, president of Concerned Organization for Quality Education for Black Students, said, quote, many from historically marginalized communities are asking whether the so-called integrated education system in Pinellas County can even serve the diverse community fairly and equitably. The Pinellas district leadership appears to fear the potential consequences of not acting in the way they have on these two decisions. This approach to challenging times in education in our state raises serious questions about the superintendent named Kevin Hendricks' leadership. So now, the thing that led to this happening is, of course, Ron DeSantis and the Florida Republican government passing bills allowing for parents to do, to go in and question and to make sure, in their opinion, right, that teachers don't teach anything that might make a student feel bad about their race for something that happened before. But wait a minute, the whole point of education is not to make people feel personally bad for something that happened in the past. It's to learn from it so that it doesn't get repeated in the future. Oh, I get it. Apparently, in my mind, it seems like there are people who don't mind that kind of past repeating. And what I mean by that is, of course, denying people who are black getting a quality education. But anyway, I'm right now you can only look at how education is funded in this country. They already don't, in a lot of cases in the inner cities, don't get that quality education because the way that we fund schools is based on property taxes. But anyway, now Davis also noted that the political climate in Florida has educators second-guessing themselves about materials that they can use in classes. Lawmakers have made clear that they do not want books, movies, or lessons about race to, again, create student discomfort. So, no, there's the irony, the other irony about this entire thing, okay? People who are like, oh, you snowflakes. Oh, you can't. Oh, you go safe spaces, snowflakes, soy boys, your hurt feelings. Now, and while they're saying that to people, they're out there saying, white students, we got to make sure that their feelings are not hurt. It's not the kids who are getting hurt feelings from this. It's never the kids that are complaining about what they're seeing in class. It is always the parents that get triggered, apparently, by this, by their kids knowing facts. That's the big problem that they see. Oh, how dare you know facts and information and things that make me uncomfortable. How dare you make me uncomfortable? You gotta wonder why they feel so uncomfortable about these lessons being taught in schools. Maybe they want to forget about some of the things that perhaps they or or grandparent or their grandparents or parents, whatever, the kind of activities that they had engaged in, the things that they had supported in the past. Now, the scenes depicted in Ruby Bridges, by the way, are historically accurate, according to Davis, adding that the truth will not change because someone doesn't like it. That's very true. And added that finally, at the end of the day, we're one total community, and we have to figure out how we work together and make decisions that serve everyone. Well, I mean, I agree with that. We do. And look, we also need to make sure that people are able to learn factual information. And sometimes facts are uncomfortable. That doesn't mean we get rid of facts. And if you do so because they make certain people uncomfortable, well, congratulations, you've just engaged in censorship. And if you're doing it for political reasons, well, you've also engaged in political correctness. And I thought that the right wing didn't like that.